I was brought up on stories like this, of bravery and valour, and one of the stories stayed with me and was, of course, the only VC earned during the Battle of Britain. And this image out of the Lion comic has always stayed in my thoughts. In 2011, Airfix released a set of their classic aircraft in a set called Victoria Cross Icons. And it has taken a little while to build them all. And the first one is the Fairey battle. And the first Victoria Crosses were awarded in World War II to pilot Donald Garland and navigator Thomas Gray. During the Blitzkrieg in 1940, Number 12 Squadron was tasked to destroy bridges over the Albert Canal in Belgium, and this was to slow down the German advance. The Fairey battle bombers and escorting Hurricanes were overwhelmed by Messerschmitt 109s and flak, although the bridge was damaged. And the third member of the crew, Air Gunner Lawrence Reynolds, also lost his life during the raid, but received no commendation. The next aircraft in the set is the Hawker Hurricane. And during the Battle of Britain, James Nicholson, his section of Hurricanes was intercepting a formation of Junkers 88s. They were bounced by Messerschmitt 109s. Nicholson was injured and his Hurricane was on fire. While preparing to bail out, another Messerschmitt, a Bf 110, flew in front of Nicholson's Hurricane. He stayed in the aircraft and attacked. After bailing out, Nicholson was even shot at by the Home Guard. James Nicholson lost his life, sadly, while aboard a Liberator in 1945. The next aircraft is the Hampden. During the Battle of Britain, Bomber Command was sent out on raids to destroy shipping that could be used for the invasion of Britain. And after a successful raid on German shipping, wireless operator John Hanna's Hampden was hit and caught fire. The rear gunner and navigator were forced to bail out. The floor was actually melting. Sergeant Hanna fought the blaze, saving the aircraft. Unfortunately, injuries he sustained contributed to his early death in 1947, and he was also the youngest airman to be awarded the VC, and he was aged 18. The Bristol Blenheim was flown in July 1940. Hughie Edwards led a daylight raid on the port of Bremen. 4 of the 12 Blenheims were lost during the raid. Edwards' aircraft was hit 20 times. Edwards survived the war and eventually became a governor of Western Australia, and he did pass away in 1982. The Fort Corsair was flown by a Canadian Fleet Air Arm pilot, Robert Hampden Gray, and his nickname was Hammy. And on the 9th of August 1945, he led a fighter sweep, and he sank a Japanese escort ship, Amakusa. So Robert Hammy Gray was the last aviator to be awarded the VC during World War II, and his aircraft was shot down by enemy fire. I wanted to include the Corsair with this set because all the aviators are pictured here. Hughie Edwards with the Blenheim, James Nicholson with the Hurricane, John Hanna with the Hampden, and with the Fairey battle there is Donald Garland, but the Thomas Gray is not the correct picture. The aircraft story is told in this bookazine by Key Publishing. And this is what the man looked like. On the right here is Thomas Gray. And I didn't know that the Fairey battle had a crew of 3. The navigator laid inside the fuselage. And like I said, the air gunner, Lawrence Reynolds, was also killed. But he never got any mention, rather unfortunately. And of course, I think Thomas Gray's, I've got it, Robert Hampden Gray, this is quite a well-known picture of him, and of course his Corsair aircraft. So, like I said, the set was released in 2011. The Hurricane dates from 1978, and all the other aircraft included in the set, the Blenheim, the Hampden, and the Battle date from 1968. I did modify the Battle a little bit. Airfix original drawings were based on the prototype aircraft, and I've just made the nose a little bit longer and altered the shape of the rudder to represent a production aircraft. It's a lovely set. If you can get hold of one, please do. Do bear in mind it is classic Airfix aircraft. This of course is a Hella Corsair, which Airfix released with a lovely set of decals for Hammy Gray's aircraft. But these are classic Airfix kits. So they are not quite to today's standards, but I enjoy building older kits. This is the newer Hurricane, and I just included that to show the Battle of France aircraft. And I've just set them up on my RF airfield that I use for these films, and I've tried to include every RAF vehicle that I own. Thank you for watching this video. If you do like and subscribe, it's very, very welcome. And I do welcome all your comments, experiences with these kits, any thoughts on the video. Again, much appreciated. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing these older kits and enjoyed hearing the stories of these Victoria Cross recipients. Thank you.